On behalf of Crown Royal, I got one of the best tight ends of all time, Hall of Famer Tony Gonzalez. Tony, how you feeling, man?
I'm feeling great. You almost said the best of all time. I want to see.
When you finish the best of all time for sure. Right now, it's tough right now, man, with all these new guys out there.
Yeah, I know.
Let's hop into that real quick, man. We got guys that followed in your footsteps, like Travis Kelce, made a huge impact, with this play and personality. Like, how do you think your style of play, what you did when you played, influenced these younger guys, coming up in their careers?
Well, yeah. Well, I was still in the league when Travis first got to the Chiefs, and that's how our relationship started. I mean, he was a young buck, and they called me up. Trainer Allen and a couple of the coaches, they were like, "Hey, we got one out here. We think this guy could be really, really special." And so that's when I got in contact with him, been talking to him. He said, watching my tapes, all that stuff. So I've been in communication with him for a long time. But I think these young guys, what I was able to do was the same thing that, when I looked at Kellen Winslow Sr., looking at Shannon Sharp, he was somebody who played when I would play a little bit older than me, looking at those guys. I tried to take the tight end to the next level where, let's not be in a 3-point stance. I want to line up in the slot. I want to be a receiver. I want to use me out of the backfield. And these guys are just the evolution of it. You just see it keep evolving. And the coaches too. Coaches coming up, putting these guys in places. It's a passing league now. I mean, they don't get held anymore. That's why these numbers are astronomical. It's a good time to be a receiver, tight end or wide receiver in the league right now, because it's set up for this offense for these guys to make plays.
I have a question about that. You said tight end, receiver. They're basically playing receiver now. Do you think the NFL should start paying some of these tight ends who catch the ball as much as the Travis Kelce, just like the receivers get paid?
Look, I mean, we only how much time we. That is something I've said from the beginning.
Right.
That it's ridiculous and it's stupid. The rule that you get paid by position, and it goes back. Still to this day, Travis Kelce makes $17 million a year. That's a lot of money. But compared to $35 million that some of these elite receivers are getting, you telling me he's not worth $25 a year or $30? It's absolutely ridiculous. Just because you have a tight end name, they don't pay you. It was the same thing in my day. I was having 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns, just as much as the receivers, and I would get paid half the money. But it's ridiculous. I hope the NFL changes the rule, but I've been talking about it for years.
Now let's talk about teams. Like, what teams outside of your squad, the Chiefs, are you excited about, coming up this season? Is there anybody that you're really looking at, to take on, that next leap from last year to this year, or a rookie quarterback? Is there anybody that you got your eyes on?
Sure. I look at, there are a lot of teams. This is what's so great about the NFL is everybody's always moving and shaking, doing things to get better. I still think the Chiefs are the clear number one to win the Super Bowl this year, but somebody that can challenge them, I think Baltimore Ravens. I love that they got King Henry in the backfield now to go with Lamar, MVP. They're going to be very tough to beat. I would place them at second in the AFC to me right now. Who could challenge the Chiefs? The Dolphins, good. The Joe Burrow coming back off that injury, I think they're going to be good. But moving over to the NFC, I love what Philly did, getting Saquon Barkley and getting the new coordinators. You're going to watch how important coaching is, elite coaching is. Yes. With Vic Fangio coming over, taking over the defense fell off a cliff last year compared to the year before. And offensively, Kellen Moore, he's going to get those guys right. I really like Philly. Philly's a team, and San Francisco, I think, are those two teams going to be in the Super Bowl next year. With maybe, I guess the dark horse is maybe the Jets. I mean, they're always fun to watch with Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron can get back and playing how he did, we'll see what they can do too. It's going to be fun, but they got to stay healthy.
What do you think Dallas has to do to make that leap to actually be a contender when the games actually matter?
I mean, I think the easy answer to that is they're always a good football. They've 12 games, 12 in a row. They're a good football. They're a great football team during the regular season. It's the playoffs, and that's the reason why they don't want to pay Dak. And I kind of agree with them a little bit. I love Dak, leader, incredible during the regular season, but when he gets to the playoffs, that's when it counts, especially at that quarterback position. You can't have anybody that doesn't play as well as the other quarterback. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Which quarterback is going to play better? And right now, is he that guy? During the regular season, he is. I'm looking at them. I wouldn't pay him. I wouldn't give him a new deal. I'd be like, look, you got one more shot. We're going to get to the playoffs, and we'll see if you deliver. Then we'll give you a big deal. But right now, I think they're doing the right thing, not paying him, and let him go out there and prove it. And he's a competitor. If I were him, I'd be like, okay, well, I'll show you. I'll show you that that's the old Dak, and we'll see what happens when we get to the playoffs this year.
Let's hop into you a little bit, man. Like, a question that I personally have been wondering for a long time is like, were you drinking like vampire juice or something when you was playing? Because like you played 17 seasons, if I'm not, mistaken, and missed one game. I played with Jason Witten for 3 seasons, and he barely missed any games either. And he would walk around with cracked ribs, eyes bloodshot red, and would still find a way to play in those games. So like, how are you feeling now, and how were you able to stay that consistent by just being available on the field when you played?
I always talk about it. Some of his luck. I remember one time, I think it was my 5th year in the league, last game of the season, I got hurt, tore my MCL, grade 3. That I would have been out 2 months. If that happened the first game of the year, I probably would have missed. I would have went on IR. So luck, but I also think getting out of the way, knowing how to roll with the punches, roll with that hit when you see it. Look, I'll jump backwards when he would hit me, and it looks big for the crowd, but I'm not taking that brunt force. And then I believe in nutrition. I believe in sleep. I believe in working out. I was a gym rat. I was always in the gym every single day, doing some stretching, doing some lifting, and really conscious, especially as I got older, making sure I got 10 hours of sleep a night, and going out there and making sure I was eating right too. I got rid of all the junk food, especially during the season. Except after the game. After the game, it was Miller time. It was time to go out there and have a good time. But up until that, I was really conscious of making sure I was in shape and ready to go. And I still do that to this day. I feel pretty good.
All right, Tony, appreciate you talking. Let me know about your partnership with Crown Royal.
Okay, so I partnered up with this year. You said it at the top. We're going to be riding in on the Royal Rig next week in Kansas City with Rob Riggle. To tailgate and spread some generosity. That's what they're all about this whole season. They're going to be gone from throughout the season. They're going to be from city to city, spreading generosity, helping out the military. And so it's a partnership that I'm proud to be a part of, and I'm looking forward to getting it started next week in Kansas City.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Tony Gonzalez, one of the greatest ever, the greatest tight end ever. Appreciate your time, man. Keep doing your thing. We love watching you on TV, man.
Thanks, Brice. Keep doing your thing, man. Appreciate it.